Okay.
Okay. So we're back in the shop. The wire's run, and now what we're going to do is start soldering it. Normally what I'll do is I don't like to start soldering from the very first hoop. I'll start from the second or third one down and then work backwards and then out. So anyway, we started on the second one here, and we got the other hoop up here ready to go. It's already cleaned, put a little bit of flux on it. And so you see this little bounce like that? You need the pieces of wire to be touching to solder. And so basically the way I deal with that type of thing is I'll use little tiny weights to basically kind of hold things down in place. So that's in place. You can kind of visually see that the gap is right for the ball. It's not going to fall through anywhere. So that's ready to go. I also got another thing. Sometimes the hoops or the wire needs to be pulled one way or the other to make it touch, or a combination of pulling and a little weight, that kind of stuff. The way I do that is with this. Can we see this? This is just a little hook with a little piece of rubber, and I got these little hooks like this. You can see these little eyelet hook things, and they're all over the place here. And what I'll do is it gives me a lot of different options on how to pull it. And you're not wanting to pull a million pounds, you know. It's usually just a very light little amount of pulling. So like in this case, if I wanted to pull it this direction to make it touch, you know, I put that like that, and then I slide the sculpture in order to, you know, just to tighten the piece of wire up. But in this case we're lucky because it's just wanting to hold it down over here. So we're going to put that like that, and then also I'm going to turn the heat down. I don't want the heat really hot because obviously we don't want to loosen this other solder up. So I'm going to aim the flame away from that other solder as much as possible, because the last thing you want is for everything to kind of start collapsing. So we'll put that like that. And that's that. So that one's done. Turn that off. I got a little bit of water on just a little paper towel here. And we can take this off now. And that just kind of cools it really quick, so we can keep working on the same wire and keep bending it and do it nice and fast. So I try to make the wire as clean as I can while I'm going. So like you can see, that's perfect for the ball. So we're gonna, and you can see, you know, you got to kind of figure out where you want the curves and that kind of stuff to be on the wire, because definitely there's going to be some, you're going to need some banking to keep especially on this sculpture, because the ball unfortunately is going to be whipping pretty fast down this one. I made this one a little too steep for what I normally like, but anyway, it'll still run fine. It may take a little bit of tuning, but it'll still run fine. So we got that. That one looks good. The gap looks right. So we're going to do our normal clean it. Like that. Put a little flux. Put a little flux in there. Then you can see we still got the same little hop like this. What we're going to do is we're going to do it just like that. The gap looks right. So here's the case where we're going to use this our little hook setup over here. I'm going to hook that down like that. That should be about right about there. And we'll solder it. So same thing, we're going to try and not heat up that other solder. That's probably the most important thing to remember. Oh, it just moved a little bit, but that's okay. That's fine. I'll let that sit for a second. I think that's about our 5-minute video. Okay, we'll be back.